¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. I didn't know I know a little Espanol, didn't ya? All right, so with all that, all right, so today, don't think you hopped on the wrong channel. I am still talking a lot of English. I'm not going to be talking a whole lot of Spanish right now because, I'm Southern and, I'm not ready for that right now. However, I do know some. Today, what I'm going to be showing you is Como te va. Como te va is a Spanish curriculum that is traditionally taught in the public school system. However, I feel that this particular curriculum is very, very conducive to transitioning into your homeschooling experience because of the way it's formatted. Now, I have a lot of different secular Spanish curriculum and then things that I outsource and bought and stuff like that. However, I like, number one, that this one is not thick and overwhelming. It kind of reminds me, if you watch my previous video, it kind of reminds me of English to Use, the way that it's simplified and formatted, and it's just really pleasant to the eye. So basically, this is by Glenn Cole, and this is geared towards middle school. However, you can totally use this for a high schooler. Because Spanish is Spanish. If you don't know Spanish already, you can use this in high school, so don't get all caught up in the middle school. Hey, Jada! All right, so now we're talking about Como te va. Como te va, this is the curriculum that I like. They have an A, B, and C. Of course, we got A. It's not expensive. I think it ran me about $7 with free shipping with Amazon. Or was it $3 and I paid $4 for shipping? It was one of those, but it was like $7-8. First of all, it's broken down into sections. It's very colorful, and it gives you a little bit of the history of Spanish, South America, Mexico, Caribbean. It goes into details about different areas that are muy Espanol. They're fluent in that beautiful language. Okay, so it goes into that, sharing all that with you, and it's just you're going to be talking about Costa Rica, Panama, Argentina, Venezuela. You're going to be talking about a lot of different places that are Espanol driven, okay? All right. So, they asked the question when you first start the book, why learn Spanish? And so, you're going to be talking with your kiddos about why they should learn Spanish. Why is it beneficial for them? Because listen, Spanish is, if it's not almost the first language, it's creeping up against it because it's English, then Spanish, then I think it's French. But it's very, very beneficial to help them with helping them be bilingual, helping them, even if they don't know all Spanish, at least know how to hold a basic conversation of, at least you can say hello, hola, and ask a basic question, ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? And then be able to give a simple greeting of muy bien, gracias, y tú, meaning I'm doing fine, and you. And something basic. Then know how to do some, how can I say it? Have something that's positive, say like muy bonita, very pretty. Different things that are positive in nature that you can transition into your language, like casa, house, different stuff like that. You don't have to be fluent, but at least give them a little taste of it with the homeschool, right? And parents, you don't have to be overwhelmed, because normally when we can't speak a certain language and we're not fluent and we're worried about how can I teach this and I don't know how to speak it, you learn alongside them. Simple as that. And what you can't do, you outsource with YouTube, you buy other stuff to help assist you. But at the end of the day, the beautiful thing about homeschooling is that it's a learning experience, not only for your children, but for you as well. You will learn that. I knew it had to happen. But anyway, so it talks about career opportunities, and link it goes over the basic vocabulary, because their vocabulary is a little bit different from ours. And then it breaks it down. You will notice that once you get into the lessons, your objectives will be in English, but your lessons are in total Espanol. So yes, at first it may be a little bit hard for you, but I like the way it does it because it has English. No, it has Spanish, Espanol, then Inglés. So in my house, we talk broken Spanish. So you'll hear in our house, we'll say a couple words in English, a couple words in Spanish. It's broken because we're not fluent. And so it's okay. My daughter was talking Spanish yesterday. We was out doing it a little bit yesterday, and it's okay because the more you do it, the more you grow, the more you know. And you'll be surprised how much you actually hold on to it. Okay, so it breaks it down in conversations. The reason why I like the way this book is done is because it has real life pictures here. So if your child is a very visual person with real life examples and content, these real life pictures are going to really captivate them. Whereas if they are into cartoons and different stuff like that, which is fine, I'm an adult and still watch some, they even have cartoon conversations and they have real scenarios because we are visual. So it helps us to see it. And then they have it broken down where you can go to it. Has your numbers and breaking them down. This is basically preparing you for your Spanish. And so when it gets down to the lesson, let me get you down to amigos. All right. Like I said, the objectives are in English. So, but the description is in Spanish. And as you transition more through the book, you will notice how it's going to keep that same pattern. And this is how the lessons are broken down, if you can see it. So it's very fun how they have it. It's not too much. It's not too little, but they're learning just enough to help them. And even with the sentences, they're not long and drawn out. So it's helping them learn it. It's helping them speak it. It's helping you if you don't know. And it's just a good experience because I don't know everything then with Spanish. I'm learning with them. And so I also have the teacher edition as well because I need this teacher edition. I need this teacher edition on this one now. I might can do the other stuff, but nope, I need a teacher edition so I know exactly. I know that I'm teaching them the right parts of speech, putting the right word in for them and stuff like that. And then you just have, and then in the teacher edition, you have different little stuff, extra stuff that they give, like teacher viewpoints and how you can do everything a whole lot better. It tells you how you can actually break it down with the lesson and all that good stuff. So it's very, very good. The reason why I like this again is because the way it's formatted and it's not overwhelmingly thick. It's not thick at all. It's fun. It's colorful. It's visual. It has activities in it. It's not expensive. And it's a way that it's not too overwhelming for a parent who has no Spanish background whatsoever. And it makes it a level playing ground for the homeschooling mom or dad or parent who wants their child to learn a different language, but also needs to learn alongside them, but don't want to feel overwhelmed while doing it and still be the authoritative figure. If you still look good, you don't feel like, oh, I don't know this. It doesn't really matter because the way the book is laid out, it makes everyone a great teacher on this. It's just the way it's formed. So you don't have to be afraid of it. Now I have had some Spanish curriculums that I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the worst one ever. But ironically, this is a very good one. That's public school. And I did have another one. I should have bought that so I can show you the difference. I think I got it downstairs. I should have showed you the difference on how that book was. It was first, the number one was way thicker. Number two, the flow was off. The flow was off. It was a secular school book, a public school book too. But this is a public school book. But it is excellent. That other one was terrible. It was overdone. It was too much information. It was very jagged and it just was not a good flow for a book. In my personal opinion, this is a great flow. It's not too thick. It's not thick at all. And it's inexpensive. Whereas that other book was they said was top rated, but I don't see why because, and it was super duper expensive, like $89 per book. Of course, you know, your girl didn't pay it because I know how to get stuff at a discount, but it was just too much. So I was like, man, this is a good book. So let me go ahead and show you guys this today. I will be doing more videos. My goal is to upload them versus going live back to back, because that can be a little annoying, getting notifications from the same YouTube channel 2 and 3 times in a row. But I want to go ahead and show you this just in case you are looking for something to add to next year or your second term or third term with homeschooling. Again, I don't know if you guys know this, but on Facebook, we actually having us like a $5 paparazzi inspired book sale. So everything is $5. You can get anything from any grade level workbooks, secular books, it's a whole lot of different books we have on our Facebook page, Homeschooling and Oils, for sale, $5. Some stuff is $3, but you have to look through the thread to find it. We're only doing it in the United States because the shipping is way better over here. It's just too much. I don't see where it will help you if you are international and you buy a book for $3 or $5, and then you have to turn around and pay triple that to ship it. Just one item. I don't understand. I don't think that is economical or budget friendly. So I haven't figured out a way in order to remedy that problem. So I'm just doing this within the United States. It's actually my son's collection of books and different stuff like that. We have new and used, because if you have not followed my videos in a while, when we buy books, we are very unusual, I should say. Well, I'm not gonna say unusual, but different. Whereas you can buy, with some children, you can buy one book and everybody okay, and we can all share that one book. I need my own book when I'm teaching them. They like their own book. So most of the time I have 3 to 4 copies of the book, because my husband sometimes come in and teach them as well. So that's 4 copies of one book. So when you see that we got 4 copies of a book, that's not unusual, because the way we learn, I need to write in my book. I need to highlight. I need to write certain things to trigger my memory. And that just throws them off. They can't share a book with me. I can't share a book with them. My daughter is a very, very neat freak, OCD neat freak. She got to have it a certain type of way. My son is just like a boy. It really don't matter to him. He do it. If the page is bent, it's okay. But she has a certain way she like her stuff. He has a certain way. So we just all have our own book. And my husband, he could care less. But we all just have our own book. My husband tried to share with me, but I don't like it. So I'm like, no, I need my own book. Okay, you need your own book. So that's why we have a lot of copies of a book, because we a little weird like that. We have to have our own stuff in order for our homeschool to flow right. So that's why we have so many different copies. So when we usually buy 3 and 4 of whatever, except for blocks and stuff like that. But yeah, flashcards, all that kind of stuff. We all have our own copy. So that explains why we have such an onslaught overload of so many homeschooling stuff. And that's why our loss is your gain. A lot of that stuff was not no $5 or $3. We spent way more for it, but in essence, to help you guys. And also, a lot of people ask me about where can they get that and different stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what, my son was like, let's just sell them all. A lot of the stuff we already use, or we have extra copies of, we never use. Somebody else can use this. We just, they make whatever money they make, and they go and buy whatever they want to buy with it. And so that's what we did. So it's like $5 paparazzi inspired. And most stuff are $5. And then you will be getting some free stuff as well, based on the price point of how much you order. So go check it out at Homeschooling and Oils on Facebook. I am getting ready to go because I have some work to do. And then we have to finish up some homeschooling. So, and I need to take them back their books, because they're not going to be on me time. Where my book? So I'm getting ready to go. You guys have a great, amazing, safe weekend. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.